If you're trying to do a Zoom meeting in the car, it's really frustrating when someone's talking on their cell phone and you want to unmute, but you can't unmute because the talking is in the background because you're in the same room and same place, and you can't get out of the car in order to do the meeting. You have to stay on your phone, and it's also frustrating when you want to talk but the person's taking forever to finish their conversation, and also it's frustrating when the chat isn't working and you can't type in the chat in order to talk, and you want to unmute but you can't unmute because that person is still talking on their cell phone. But the best you can do is politely ask the person if they can finish their conversation later because you are on a meeting and you need to get on this meeting and it's really important, and hopefully they will understand so they can finish their phone conversation or call whoever they're talking to back, or they can text them just to make it easy so then you can do your Zoom meeting. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and today in this video I have another Knit With Me story time. As you can see, I'm knitting a project right here, and today's Knit With Me story time is going to be the time I was trying to do a Zoom meeting when I was in the car and with my mom and her friend, and my mom's friend was on the phone and she was talking on the phone, and she was taking a long time to finish her phone conversation, and I couldn't talk in the chat because the chat was not working for some weird reason, and I really wanted to talk but I didn't want to unmute while my mama's friend was on her phone because I didn't want everyone to hear her conversation. So my mom politely had to let her friend know she needed to finish her conversation so I could talk on my Zoom meeting because I couldn't talk in the chat. So and she was really polite about it, and my mom's friend was very nice despite the fact she was still trying to finish her conversation. So this is a story just to teach you guys. It's really difficult to do a Zoom meeting when you're in a car because there's quite a lot of background noise because someone's on their phone and they're taking a long time, and people are probably on the phone because they're doing it for work or something, and it's really frustrating when you need to talk and you can't talk because that person's on their cell phone or they're just having a conversation with a friend or something. And you really need to unmute so you could talk because you can't talk in the chat. Just politely ask that person if they can finish their conversation later, or have somebody help you let that person know they need to finish their conversation later so you can do your Zoom meeting in the car if you're trying to do a Zoom meeting in the car. Just to make it easy for you. You can always just be nice about it. Don't tell that person to just get off their phone because that's kind of rude, because what if they're talking to someone they haven't talked to in a while, or what if they're trying to talk on the phone for work, or if it's important. It's just really important to be considerate for other people. And also, if you're on your phone and someone needs to do a Zoom meeting in the car on their phone in the car, it's kind of considerate to be aware of when that person wants to unmute their microphone so they can talk and stuff, because they can't go into another room or leave the car, because what if the car is moving and you can't make the driver stop in order so you can walk out and finish your Zoom meeting. That's kind of pointless and it's inconsiderate for the driver. So always be considerate for other people when they're trying to do Zoom meetings and you're talking on the phone, or you can just skip, or you can be considerate, skip your Zoom meeting and let the person finish talking on the phone. But if your Zoom meeting is important, it's important to advocate and let the person know that they need to finish their phone conversation so you can talk in your Zoom meeting if the chat's not working. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
And because I won't be using names for safety purposes, we're going to give my mom's friend a name and call her cell phone 4 because she was on her cell phone during my Zoom call.
So this all started about 3 or 4 years ago. This was still at the time we were still stuck in the pandemic. Not a lot of places were opening. Everybody was kind of out of work and stuff. And it was a summer day. I was going somewhere with my mom and her friend, who I'm going to call Cellphone 4, because she was on her cell phone when I was trying to do a Zoom meeting. And we were driving somewhere. I don't even remember where we were going, but I know we were in the car and we were driving somewhere. I just can't think of the name of it. I think we were picking something up or something, or I know definitely we were not going grocery shopping that day, but I know we were picking something up, but I forgot what it was that we were picking up. And we're in the car driving. I get on my Zoom meeting, but then I look and I notice that my mom's cell phone, I think Cellphone 3, Cellphone 4 or whatever I decided to name her, is on her phone, and I have to stay muted because I don't want her phone conversation. And she's in the passenger seat up front. I'm in the passenger seat in the back, and my mom is driving. Since I can't talk on the phone, I go to and I really want to talk during my Zoom meeting. I can't say anything in the chat because for some weird reason the chat's not working. I don't know if it was my internet connection or the supervisors blocked the chat, because I was doing a Zoom meeting for my program, because at the time we couldn't go in person because we were all quarantined at home due to the pandemic. So everybody was on the Zoom meeting. I wanted to talk so bad, but my mom's friend, Cellphone 4, is on the phone, and she's talking on her cell phone. I think she was talking to one of her friends and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what she was remember what she was talking about, but I know she was on the phone with somebody, and she was having a conversation, and it was causing a lot of background noise. So my Zoom meeting had started at 10, and it goes for an hour, so it stops at 11. So I'm waiting maybe a good half an hour, and my mom's friend is taking a really long time to finish her her phone call. But I keep trying to talk into the chat, but the chat's not working, and I'm getting a little frustrated because I really want to talk, but I can't unmute while my mom's friend is on her phone talking. So my mom looks in the rearview mirror as she's driving and notices me getting a little frustrated because I'm trying to talk, but I can't talk when my mom's friend is on her phone. And my mom's friend is taking maybe a good half hour to 40 minutes to finish her conversation. And my meeting is like almost over, and I want to talk so bad, but I can't unmute while she's on the phone talking. And I didn't know what to say. I had an urge to tell my mom to just get off her phone so I could do my Zoom meeting, but I didn't want to be rude and interrupt her while she was talking on the phone. And my mom is looking in the mirror and tells I'm getting frustrated. And she hears my Zoom meeting conversation, and she notices her friend talking on the phone. My mom asks me what the matter is. So I politely tell her quietly, so I'm not rude, to tell her that I'm trying to talk and I can't unmute because your friend's on the phone, because Cellphone 4 or 5 or whatever I decided to name her is on her phone, and I really want to talk, and I can't talk while she's talking on her phone because it's going to cause a lot of background noise and stuff. And so I'm waiting patiently. So my mom looks at her friend and politely asks her that she needs to end her conversation because I've been trying to unmute and I can't talk in the chat because the chat's not working, and I can't unmute my microphone in Zoom because she's talking on her phone. So my mom's friend politely ends her phone conversation and lets the person she's talking to know that she has to go. And after my mom's friend's done with her phone conversation, I was able to unmute and then participate in the last few minutes of my Zoom meeting. Sadly, I couldn't participate very long because the Zoom meeting only went from 10 to 11, and I think I only had 10 minutes to do the Zoom meeting, and I apologized to everybody for making it seem like I wasn't participating. I just was having trouble talking in the chat because the chat wasn't working and I couldn't unmute my microphone because my mom's friend was talking on her cell phone. And everybody was really nice about it, and they looked and saw that the chat wasn't working, and there was no way for them to fix it or something. I'm not sure what was going on with the chat, but it just wasn't working that day. So they continued the meeting. I forgot what the meeting was about, but I remember I was trying my best to participate in the Zoom meeting, but I couldn't but I felt like it was too hard to participate because the chat wasn't working and I couldn't unmute and talk because my mom's friend was on her cell phone. So once my Zoom meeting ended, I politely apologized to my mom's friend and if I was rude about her being on her phone while I was trying to do my Zoom meeting. And my mom's friend was very nice about it. She said it didn't bother her, and then she apologized to me for taking so long to talk on her phone. She just wasn't aware I was trying to do a Zoom meeting and she couldn't hear it because she was on her phone talking, and it didn't bother me a bit. Luckily I was able to join the Zoom meeting later and I didn't have to mute at all because I was Zooming in the car on the way back, and way back or something, or I don't know if I Zoomed that afternoon either, because I also had a Zoom meeting in the afternoon. I don't remember if I Zoomed that afternoon, but luckily I was able to talk in the chat because I think they got the chat to work, or I was able to keep my microphone unmuted so I could talk, which made it easy for me. And my mom's friend kind of stayed off her phone until my Zoom meeting was done because we were in the car, and it made it a lot easy. And nobody was on their phone for the rest of the afternoon while we were in the car. So the moral of the story is when you're trying to do a Zoom meeting and you're in a car, it's really hard because there's quite a bit of background noise, especially when somebody's talking on their cell phone and they're trying to have a conversation. And if you can't talk in the chat because the chat's not working and you really want to talk, but it's hard for you to unmute because there's someone in the car with you talking on their phone, politely ask that person if they could finish their conversation, and so that you could unmute your microphone and talk in the car because you have been trying to talk and you can't talk because the chat's not working. And just politely ask them if they can finish their conversation later, and if they're willing to do that, that's fine. But in case the chat is working, you could always talk in the chat if you're in a car and someone's talking on their cell phone and you don't want to tell that person to get off their phone so you can talk in your meeting, because that's kind of rude, because you can make that person feel bad, because everybody should be able to talk on their phone pretty much whenever they need to. So you should always be respectful of other people. Don't tell someone to just be quiet because you want to do your Zoom meeting in the car. That's really rude. So always be considerate for other people. And also, if someone else is on a Zoom meeting and you're in a car and your phone's ringing, ask that person if they could mute their microphones and then they don't hear your conversation. And also be considerate and be aware of when someone's on a Zoom meeting, so then just in case they need to talk and they have to talk in the chat and they want to unmute to talk, be considerate and be aware of when somebody's trying to talk so they can do their Zoom meeting in the car, or that person can just talk in the chat if the chat is working, so then you can talk on your phone. So that was my frustrating phone Zoom meeting car story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.